In today's video, we take a look at my best catches along the Hinckley sub in the past, almost 2 months. The Hinckley sub is a difficult line to rail fan, even when you live less than a mile from the tracks. This is mainly because 90% of trains run at night, and then the few that do run during the day are pretty much always GEVOs now, but I have managed to catch a handful of trains worth showing to YouTube in the past few months, including a few cool sights and locomotives that can be pretty hard to find. Be sure to like and subscribe so we get to 10K. Thank you so much to my extremely dedicated fans, and let's get into the video. Starting off on the morning of April 26th, we have a fairly short Union Pacific Extra train symboled MSSIT running with an SD70 ACE leader. This particular unit has a K5LA rather than the typical K5LLA, which sounds much deeper. The next train I would catch is the Superior to Northtown with some CN power, which is just about the only other type of power that frequently goes on this train besides BNSF GEVOs. What's not common about this one though is that instead of being a CN GEVO or an SD70M-2, it's an SD75I, one of my favorite types of locomotives. I'd be lying if I said I didn't foam, cause this was just so cool. This is the first SD75 leader I have seen since November 12th, when BNSF 281 led its final Superior to Northtown and one of its final trains altogether. Long live those days, man. May 11th, I woke up reading word that CSXT 7009 had led coke loads northbound through St. Paul around 4 in the morning. A few minutes later, I heard a distant K5LA and figured that was what it was, so I bolted to the tracks, and with just enough time to spare, we get a pretty nice morning shot of them as the lime greens of spring begin to fill the trees. A whopping 8 days later, on May 19th, I managed to get quick video of NS 9830 and a newly repainted UPGE in charge of CP Train 245. This thing took a whopping 3.5 hours to get from Coon Creek to my location, a trip that generally only takes maybe 2 hours at most with no opposing traffic. May 24th, I happened to be on a walk outside and heard a distant horn. Fortunately, I had my camera with and managed to catch UP 6338 leading yet another MSSIT, former Southern Pacific AC-44, still sporting its SP era flashing ditch lights. Not exactly the most foam-worthy thing, but it's still pretty nice to see flashers on something other than a CSX or NS. The next train I would see would be a BNSF sand train, I believe for somewhere in Wyoming, but I forgot to write the symbol down, so oh well I guess. These things are interchanged with the CN at Pokegma Yard, hence the CN ET44 leader. Later that same afternoon, the Superior to Northtown comes through, and for the first time in what feels like forever, it's not a GEVO or a CN, it's actually a BNSF EMD. It might just be an ace, but I'm a big fan. They really do make such a difference from the usual GEVO, and they can be a little bit difficult to see off a coal train here on the BNSF. Three days later, on May 30th, the next train is an ace once again. This time another Union Pacific one. UP train MCBIT zooms by with a clear track all the way to Boylston and a healthy sized train in tow. Saturday, June 1st would be my next train, and this time a whopping 7 locomotives, but with only 70 cars. Imagine needing 1 locomotive for every 10 cars. What a skill issue. And this last one to show is an absolute tragedy, but I suppose it can't be left out. I woke up to a phone call of a southbound train about 15 minutes north of me, and to my surprise, it's an SD70M leader. There was just, 3 or so major problems. Number 1, my camcorder was dead. Number 2, I couldn't get a ride anywhere, so I'd have to settle for this boring spot I'm always at, which is absolutely terrible for morning southbounds in the summer. And number 3, the ditch lights were off. Seeing it was fun enough for me though. It's been so long since I saw a proper SD70M leader. It is such a shame these are all mostly gone. They look and sound so perfect. That's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge shout out and thank you to my channel members: Isaiah Vandy, Josh Norston, Trains of Southwest Michigan, Captain Morgan 757, Rebecca S, William D, Transit Fan 2022, Pascal Rail Productions, BNSF Bishop, and Chip Lee.